This is one of the horror stories. No, you don't. The words were whip cracks and Jones froze on the spot. To attempt his exit now was going to invite pain and much, much worse. Not that he thought he was going to sidestep a beating this time. Not even with the fanciest of dancing was he going to get away with this. Jones had ridden his luck right down to the canvas of its tires, and it wasn't going anywhere soon, and neither was he. He stayed where he was, not daring to turn and face the music that Mr. Gershwin was conducting. Jones wasn't a coward as such, it was more that he didn't believe in taking his punishment like a man. He'd seen plenty of men take punishment, and he was yet to see any of them take it well. The best anyone could hope for was unconsciousness, and whoever was administering the beating had a short attention span. "Where's my money?" said Gershwin with that same, painful delivery. That was the $1,000,000 question, or make it 125 grand questions. Jones inwardly winced at the amount. Like time, debt crept up on a man. He didn't know how he'd gotten this old, and he didn't know how that debt had gotten so out of hand. It was like the Grim Reaper was a kleptomaniac and was raiding Jones's piggy bank as well as his hourglass. Honesty was never the best policy in circumstances such as these. All honesty would do is get a man killed, and that would do no one any favors, especially Jones. He needed to buy some time, but it seemed like the Grim Reaper had taken everything from his bottom drawer and he was out of ideas, as well as time and money. A steam train hit him squarely in the back and smashed him into the wall. Jones heard the sound of it and was impressed right until the delayed pain went to town on him. One of Gershwin's heavies had him pinned to the wall, and he was doing it so effectively that he was sealing in the pain. Jones was struggling to draw any breath into his lungs, the heavy having expelled all the air from his body with his overzealous shock tactic. "Start talking, Jones, or Jim here will rip your lungs out and wear them as earrings," hissed Gershwin. Jones tried to talk, but his words came out as pathetic croaks. The struggle for air was still a priority for the man. "What was that?" Gershwin was leaning in. Jones tried to talk again. Gershwin sighed. "Ah well, Jim. Looks like Jones isn't bothered with this life of his. Take him somewhere quiet and hurt him so bad he wants to be your girlfriend." Girlfriend? Jones's mind was racing. He'd been expecting a beating, but to a point that he wanted to be Jim's girlfriend. That was taking the beating to a whole other level. A level just below life-taking. Jim was being given carte blanche to break Jones and make him into a whole other person. Jones didn't like the prospect of that. Jim wasn't his type, and he didn't want to find out what it took for him to start thinking of Jim in that way.